So, at what point here does things start to sort of transition for you and like social media start to take over? Like, how old were you when you got social media?
I nowadays, I guess I would be considered quite old. When I got it,
Mm.
I think I didn't get TikTok until I was 17.
Oh,
And I
okay.
got Instagram. I did get Instagram a lot younger,
Mm.
because I used it as like a messaging platform, but actually
Mm.
posting and doing that maybe 13, 14, which at
Mm.
the time felt early, but I think now kids are getting Instagram at like 9.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
it's
don't quite
crazy
know.
now. It's crazy now.
Yeah.
So, did you get TikTok specifically? Like, I'm gonna make content, I'm gonna put myself out there?
Absolutely not. No.
Really?
I never ever thought this would be my career at all. Um I was in, I mean, I posted, I made those cute little like TikTokery videos, but they didn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was in this video of a Russian TikToker, and me and my
Mm.
friend were doing accents, and we did American accents, and then he was like fooled, thought we were American, and then at the end we said we weren't, and it blew up basically, and I got like 30,000 followers overnight from that. And that terrified me because I was 17 and
Oh
I
my
didn't want
gosh.
to do social media either. So I
Mm.
completely shut down everything, and didn't touch social media again for
Mm.
like 2 years. And in
Really?
that year window was when I went to drama school in London,
Mm-hmm.
moved to London, and sort of started pursuing my acting career. And then about 2 years ago, I picked social media back up again, and then I started pursuing that. So it's kind of been, I haven't really done both simultaneously yet. And that's what I'm trying to do
Mm.
now. It's kind of been like just acting or just social media.
Mm.
I switch between lives, whereas what I'm really trying to do now is both at the same time.
Do you remember that, like, what was most terrifying for you that first night when you wake up and, like, all of a sudden tens of thousands of people have followed you?
Honestly, I just that my face had been seen so much, I think,
Mm.
was sort of seen so much without my control over it.
Mm.
Um, because obviously it was somebody else's video and I had never done social media, and I just it was just so bizarre to me, the concept of it. And you know the way that algorithm works, like a video
Yeah.
can just blow up overnight. You don't have control over that unless you delete the video. So I think that was the scariest part. And both my parents are teachers as well, school teachers. So it's always been drilled into me like you must be careful what you post online. You
Yeah.
know, you shouldn't have a private account, this, that. It was never like a thing to do social media. So
Mm.
I think that was very scary. I was like, oh my God, no, this is so bad. I'm gonna go to jail, like that. But yeah, I think that was the scariest part.
That's it's 17 too. That's a lot for an older person to take on. Of I remember one time I so I for a little bit was involved in improv comedy here in the United States, and I was at Second City, I was at UCB very briefly, and I had this conversation with one of the people there about, how do you get yourself out there? Obviously, everybody there is trying to make it in comedy, trying to get their name out with different sketches and stuff, and working your way up to be on a main show takes a very long time. And I was having this conversation about how, you could make a TikTok and get yourself in front of millions of people potentially. And I ended up trying making one. I made like four or five, and one of them did blow up, not to this degree, but I remember I woke up and there was like, I had like hundreds of thousands of notifications, and I'd seen like, I got like a couple million views. And at first I was ecstatic. And then I had this moment where I was reading through a lot of the comments where people had like tagged their other people, and I got really freaked out because I was like, I'm not even like a person to them. I'm just like this
Mm,
thing on their phone, and they're having their own lives, their own experiences with their own friends, and I'm just like this little entertainer that's a part of it. And I ended up deleting it because that freaked me out so much because I was like, it did this. It all of my social media connections were with real people up until that point, and now it's people that I don't know who they are. They could be wherever.
yeah, and that's how they view you as well.
Mm.
Like it can be a bit dehumanizing at times. The
Mm.
scariest part is when people comment on your post like about you, not to you. I
Yeah.
know I get comments sometimes, I'm trying to think of an example, but it would say something like, what is she doing? Or something like that, rather than like, what are
Mm.
you doing? Because they're commenting
Mm.
on my post. They literally say it like, I'm not the person who's posted the video. Like it's so,
Mm.
I don't remember social media being like that several years ago. Like I think it's a new thing where people genuinely comment about a person on their own post, like they'll never
Yeah.
see it, like they're not a real human. And I made a
Yeah.
video quite recently, actually, kind of saying, I see what you guys say. Like I see your comments, I see every DM. You'd be surprised, like I don't get that many. Like my partner does social media as well
Mm.
and has a lot more followers than I do. And he also doesn't get loads. Like maybe it's
Mm.
more than the normal person, but it's manageable. And I read every single one and I read every single comment
Mm.
and I see it all. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of people were like, oh, really? Like I wouldn't have thought that. Yeah.
What do you think that is?
Probably largely it's like oversaturation. There's just so many people now
Mm.
on the internet, especially on TikTok, where the For You page is so random. Like
Yeah.
anyone and everyone sort of crops up that I think it's hard for people to genuinely see you as a real person or like have that association and connection because that's a lot of energy to give to every single person who comes up on your feed.
Yeah.
So I think it's largely just because of oversaturation and like so many people posting now.
I wonder too, like, it seems that almost comments have become a performative art in and of itself on top of the posting. Like, there is the art of the post and, making the video and editing and all that sort of stuff. And then there are some videos that I'll see and I'll immediately know, like, I need to go to the comments. I need to see what the
Mhm.
comments are on this. And though comments become a performative art in and of themselves where they're commenting, like you said, about you, not to you, but to everybody else to make,
To get attention.
entertainment at your expense.
Yes, yes. And it can be a blessing and a curse because,
Mm.
you know, it's a curse because they could say something really awful when it's like great. But it can be a blessing because if they spark any level of controversy
Yeah.
within that comment, more people are going to reply to that.
Mm.
And then your video is going to get more views, basically.
How do you process all of that, especially with like the volume that it can come with?
Um, I don't know if I do. Like I see it as a very different world
Mhm.
to my own life. And the only time any comment will affect me or anything really holds any value is when it's from somebody I know. I'm very big on
Mm.
the whole, if you don't know me, like actually know me, who I am, then what you say doesn't really matter to me.
Right.
So I think it did probably hurt at first, when you get the odd negative comment. But over time you just realize that you can't post anything without somebody not liking it. And it goes for any video in the world. You could be like a saint posting on social media
Yeah,
and you are still going to get hate comments. So I think you just kind of have to accept it at the end of the day as part of the gig, really.
absolutely. So with like this, with the social media stuff, you said like it's kind of like a separate thing almost. What I would love to know is it's almost kind of like your life has become a business. Like the things you do are now a part of your business and it's your life. Do you sort of see that, when you think back to like previous to social media when your life was very private, do you feel like you still have the private life or do you feel like this business of you has sort of made that impossible at this point?
I would say I very much still have the private life.
Mm.
What we do on social media, so I'm very fortunate in the position I'm in because I do it, my partner does it, his brother does it, and what we do is genuine. It is
Yeah.
legit. Like when we were in Monaco, that's like a big video of mine,
Mm.
like getting out a car in the casino and like going out.
Mm.
that was genuine. We were actually getting out of a car in Monaco and we were like pretending to be the rich kids of Monaco for a day. We I don't struggle too much anymore trying to find the balance between okay, what is life that I live and what is life that we film because
Mm,
we plan our life out knowing what we're going to film and what we're not. Like
yeah.
my partner and I just got back from a week in Verona, and that was very much a trip for us. Like we
Mm,
didn't, I think we filmed on one day because I had a like last minute brand deal that I needed to sort of film. But other than that, I mean, we could have filmed so much, but we didn't
mm,
because we were making it for us. Whereas, what's an example? Like Fashion Week. I'm going to Fashion Week because I'm gonna film content there, basically. So
yeah.
I think it's pretty. I feel very able to distinguish the two different worlds, kind of thing.
Yeah.